Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Dr. Tiffany, chiropractor and holistic health and life coach. Well, let's talk about the hot news regarding the red dye ban today. So as of today, the FDA has banned red dye. And if you all aren't familiar with what the red dye is, it is an artificial dye, which means that it's made in a lab or in a factory, that is commonly used to enhance certain foods, and it's also used in medications as well. So prior to today, the FDA deemed this dye safe for consumption if a person or a child consumed 7 kilograms or less per day. And while that may seem okay, let's take a deeper look into this. So this dye is used to enhance certain foods, soda, cereal, certain baked goods. And if you actually think about it, those are foods that are commonly how can I say this, advertised for children, right? So children want to get up in the morning, their parents feed them cereal because it is the easiest thing for them to make and get them out the door to head off to school. With regard to the medication, this dye is commonly used in certain type of liquid pain relievers, as well as cough medications and allergy medications. Well, which group of people commonly use those types of medications? Again, it's children. So there's no surprise that children that use this medication in large quantities, when they're tested, oftentimes have behavioral issues. There's been a direct connection to the dye and behavioral issues, although of course we know that the medical community and big pharma will try to say that that is not valid. Well, the research that they highlighted today was that this dye caused cancer in rats, and so that was the primary reason, I guess, for them to establish this ban. And while that may be true, that would not be enough evidence or significant evidence for them to ban a substance for the entire country. So there absolutely is a deeper reason, right? We know that processed food right now is extremely toxic on almost every level. We also know that our children aren't as active as they once were. So when you combine the toxic food and the inactivity, it's a recipe for disaster. So our children struggle with behavioral health issues. They also struggle with obesity or being overweight, fatty liver disease, which was something that was never common in children before, is becoming more prevalent, all because of the consumption of the foods, the dye, and the inactivity. So this is definitely a great step in the right direction with regards to natural healing and optimal health. And hopefully they will take the time to look deeper into the other synthetic dyes that they use to make products that we commonly consume on a daily basis. If you're not a person who reads labels, or if you aren't educated or knowledgeable in this area, then this is something that is a great harm to both you and your family. But it is my goal to take the time to educate people that look like me and anyone else who has a desire to learn about what's good and what's not, and what they can do to live a more healthy lifestyle. So this ban is exceptional. It's exciting to see, and hopefully we will start to see more changes made with regard to our food. So what can you do now? Well, you can take the time to do your research, and it can be something as simple as researching the food labels of the products that you're buying at the store. if you aren't a person that consumes mostly whole foods. And if you pay attention to the labels, you'd be surprised to read that a lot of the products have this red dye 40 in them. And it's addicting. I see children that will just eat chips all day and they are not aware of how much of that red dye is being put into their body. And most people don't measure the amount to stay within that 7 kilograms or less per day range. So that within itself is kind of oxymoronic. If you're not a dietitian or a healthcare professional, you're not paying attention to how much you eat of something per day outside of maybe your caloric content and your water intake. So take the first step, do the research for yourself, and start being intentional about reading those food labels, because it can definitely improve the health overall of not only you but your family, and make your children more healthy as well. So I hope that this video was informative. I hope that it encourages you to take a more holistic approach and look at what you're putting into your body. Remember, your body is a temple. So if you're putting artificial things in, at some point it becomes a toxin, and that is not something that we want. We want to feed our body healthy and whole foods so that we can achieve that goal of optimal health. So if you have any questions, please feel free to send me an email. Take the time to read the articles. And again, kudos to the FDA for making that ban official today. And hopefully we will start to see more progress in the field of natural health and natural healing, and getting rid of the processed foods and the additives and all of the toxic things that are not good for us in our bodies. Until next time, heal holistically, and I look forward to speaking with you soon. Bye.